Hello everyone, chapter 5, the judiciary. Today we talk about what is the structure of court in India. There are the different level of courts in our country. There is several court at the lower level, while there is only a one at the apex. Apex means supreme. Okay, apex level, highest level, that is Supreme Court, and the court at the state level, that is a High Court. These are the three type of court in India: the Supreme Court at the center, High Court in the states, and the subordinate court at the district and tehsil level. So the first talk about the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of India is the highest court in India. Its seat is in New Delhi. Let's talk about the composition of Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of India consists of Chief Justice and some other judges, the number of which may be fixed by the Parliament from time to time. At the present, the total number of judges beside the Chief Justice cannot be more than 25. As you can see, the structure of court from lower to highest level is such that it resembles like a pyramid. So everyone first of all write down, fill this box, write down Supreme Court, okay. Now the next, High Court, then third one is a lower court. Okay. So first talk about, as I told you, the Supreme Court, the number of the judges of which may be fixed by the parliamentary from time to time. At the present, the total number of judges beside the Chief Justice cannot be more than 25. Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the President of India, but it does not have a free hand in this matter. He must consult the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court before appointing any judge to it. Similarly, while appointing the Chief Justice, he should consult the judges of the Supreme Court and the judges of the High Court whom he may think fit for the appointment of Chief Justice of India. So you can simply say that for the appointment of Chief Justice and other judges by the President, but the President consult with the Chief Justice of India and the other judges of Supreme Court for the appointing of new Chief Justice and new judges for Supreme Court. I hope it is understood. Now come to the next, the qualification of the judges. So to become a judge or the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, he should be the citizen of India. First, he should have worked as a judge of any high court continuously for not less than 5 years, or he should have an advocate a high court for at least 10 years standing. He should have a distinguished himself as a jurist. He should be an author of renowned books on law. So that person can become the judge and the Supreme Court of the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Now the pay and allowances, how can we say that Supreme Court or jurists are free or independent? Because only the privileges given by the constitution to them, the security constitution given to them. Like if I talk about the pay commission, the salary is fixed according to the pay commission. According to the 6th pay commission, the salary of Chief Justice of India were revised rupees 33,000 as per month to 1 lakh. The earlier it was a 33,000, but when the 6th pay commission introduced, so now the 8th pay commission introduced. So according to 6th pay commission, the salary of the Chief Justice of India 1 lakh, and the other judges from 30,000 to it was revised from 30,000 to 90,000. Fine. And other furnished houses, he get free furnished house, car with driver to attend their official duty. They get special allowances as well as, and their personal safety is the state responsibility. Okay. Now the come to the next is if we talk about the his the power of the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court of India, being the highest court in the country, has performed many judicial, administrative, advisory, and other functions. Okay. High Court was the first established in the three presidency cities of Calcutta, Bombay, Madras in 1862. Calcutta, Bombay, Madras. The High Court of Delhi came up in which year? 1966. Currently, there are 24 High Courts, while may have many states have their own High Court, or some share their have their own High Court with other, like the Punjab and Haryana share their common High Court at Chandigarh, and same with the four northeastern states like Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram, and Arunachal Pradesh have a common High Court at Guwahati. Now, other given example like the Andhra Pradesh and Telangana have a common High Court at Hyderabad. Some High Court have benches in the other part of the state for greater accessibility. Now, let's talk about, as I told you, that the power and the function of the Supreme Court. There is a different level of the court. They connected to each other. Yes, they are in India. We have an integrated judicial system. What does it mean? It meaning that the decision made by higher court are binding on the lower court. Okay, what it mean? If there any decision or verdict given by the Supreme Court, so no any other lower court can challenge that decision, that verdict. Next, the another way to understand the integration in through the appellate system. In this appellate system, the Supreme Court has power to grant special leave to appeal against the judgment delivered by any court in the country. If any court, lower court, high court, deliver any decision or verdict on any case, so the Supreme Court have power to dismiss or to change that verdict. Through which system? Through this appellate system, through this appellate jurisdiction power. That if the person can apply a high court if they believe that judgment passed by the lower court is not just, he not satisfied the verdict or decision of lower court, he can challenge that verdict, that challenge at higher court. Let us understand this appellate system through one example. Like they given the example of Lakshman and Sudha. Let's have a look. The February 1918, what happened? The Lakshman Kumar married a 20-year-old Sudha Goyal, and they lived in Delhi with the Lakshman's brother and their family. And in Lakshman family, his brother, one brother and Lakshman mother, and Lakshman and Sudha living. So what happened in 2nd December 1980? The Sudha died in hospital due to burn. Okay. So her family filed a case. Her family, Sudha's family, filed a case in court. When this case was heard in the trial court means the lower court, and for her neighbor were called in as witness. They stated that on the night of December 1, they had heard Sudha scream and had forced their way into Lakshman's flat. There they saw the Sudha standing with her sari in flames. They extinguished the fire by the wrapping Sudha in gunny bag and a blanket. Sudha told them that her mother-in-law Shakuntala had poured kerosene, means the oil, on her, and that her husband Lakshman had lit the fire. So that the Sudha had died. So who given this statement? The witness. Those witnesses fall in the court as a witness, as a eyewitness. So they given this statement in the court. So during the trial, during the trial means the argument, when the lawyer asked the question, defense and the prosecutor asked the question from the witness, that process known as trial. The member of Sudha family and neighbors stated that Sudha had been subjugated to torture by her in-laws and they were demanding more cash. So that is a simply you can say that is a case of dowry. More cash. They demanded more cash, scooter, fridge on the birth of first child. So as a part of their defense, the Lakshman and his mother stated the Sudha sari and the statement given by the Lakshman side, they said the Sudha sari had accidentally caught fire while she was heating milk. On the basis of that, am I audible, everyone? Please show your digital thumb. Fine, thank you, Pari. So on the basis of their the evidence, the statement of Lakshman and his mother and other evidence, the trial court convicted the Lakshman and his mother Shakuntala and his brother-in-law Subhash Chandra, sentenced all three of them to death. So the trial court given the three of them to death sentence. Okay. So after that, the Lakshman and his Lakshman filed a case against this verdict at High Court. In November 1983, the three accused went to the High Court to appeal against this verdict of the trial court. Okay. So the High Court, after hearing, after the trial, after the argument of the all the lawyers, they decided that Sudha had died due to accidental fire caused by the kerosene stove. So Lakshman, Shakuntala and the Subhash Chandra were acquitted. They were innocent. So I think you have remember in your 7th class book that the dowry system and the many that lady who fought for her daughter and the many NGOs were supported that woman. So in 1980, the women's group across the country spoke against the dowry deaths. They protested against the failure of court to bring these cases to justice. So the High Court judgment deeply troubled women and they had demonstration and the filed a separate appeal against this High Court decision Supreme Court through the Indian Federation of Women Lawyers. So the Indian Federation of Women Lawyers filed the case against this High Court verdict in the Supreme Court. So in 1985, after 2 years, Supreme Court heard the appeal against the acquittal of Lakshman and 2 members of his family, and Supreme Court heard that argument of the lawyers and they reached the decision that was different from the High Court. They found the Lakshman and his mother guilty, but they acquitted the brother-in-law Subhash because they did not have any enough evidence against him. So the Supreme Court decided to send the accused to prison for life. So that system known as integrated and the Supreme Court verdict followed by everyone, to follow everyone. But the lower court decision can challenge in the higher court. Like the trial court decision challenged by the Lakshman into high court and the High Court verdict challenged by the Indian Federation of Women Lawyers in Supreme Court. And the Supreme is a court is supreme, apex. Okay. So the subordinate court is more commonly known by different names. Lower include the trial court, the court of district judge, the additional session judge, chief judge, judicial magistrate, metropolitan magistrate, civil judge, and many more. So in different area, it is known by the different names. Now the next one is the important. What are the different branches of the legal system?